Well, hello, Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Arizona. Yes, we're doing another rockhounding in Arizona video. And I've taken you to some pretty exotic places here in Arizona to do some rockhounding. And this is probably going to be the most exotic place of all. This is my own backyard. I own a 40-acre ranch in Apache County, Arizona, and we're standing on it. Back behind me a ways is the cabin in the woods, and a couple outbuildings. It's all off-grid, solar, and it's just a nice place to get away. There's nobody around. It's so peaceful and quiet. I like to do astronomy. The sky's nice a lot of the time out here. No city lights. But this property also has a lot of interesting rocks on it. Rocks and artifacts. So far we found 5 arrowheads on this property. Lots of scrapers, lots of flakes, and pottery sherds. This property has been inhabited by people for a long time, and there's a lot of stuff to find here. So let's go rockhounding and see what we can find today. I think we're going to head off in this general direction on the other side of this big juniper tree in front of me. Over that way, a couple hundred yards, there's a big hill of gravel. And we'll go look through that gravel and see if we can find anything interesting in it. So I'm going through an area here that's not very rocky right now, but that's going to change quickly. Get a little further along here. But what am I going to be looking for? Well, we've got quite a variety of stuff. Artifacts, of course. Since this is my own private property, I can collect artifacts I find on it, which you can't do, on public lands. We've got a lot of rocks that we could be looking for, too. There's a lot of petrified wood out here. We're very close to the Petrified Forest National Park right here, so there's a lot of petrified wood on this property. Some of it's pretty nice. Of course, going to be looking for, the usual stuff, the usual suspects, agates, Jasper, and just pretty rocks in general. Speaking of agates, I would say that's agate right there. Hold it up to the sun. Yeah, look at it glow. Yep. Now, the agates out on this property are probably bits of agatized petrified wood. That's the most likely source of it. Like I said, there's a lot of petrified wood out here. But we'll see what else we can find. Hey, it's the first find. I can go in my bucket with my spray bottle, my drinking water, and my rock hammer. So let's continue on over towards this hill over here where all the gravel is and see if we can find anything else good. I'll also look along the way, just in case. Don't want to walk past anything. Yep, just a few steps further along, found another piece of agate, and here's another one laying down here on the ground. Yep. Can you see the glow? I hope it's showing up. That's agate. Like I said, probably originally from petrified wood, fully agatized petrified wood. It's just all broken up. All right, so these 2 pieces are going in the bucket. These will be great to tumble. I don't know, I'm maybe 30 yards further along, and I've entered an area where there's a lot of petrified wood scattered on the ground. Not very good quality petrified wood, in my humble opinion. I don't normally collect this stuff. It's not like fully silicified, agatized. It's not super pretty. I have found very large chunks of this stuff in the past out here. But, yeah, there's a lot of petrified wood on this site. Some more little chunks of agate, but I'm going to leave that. Looking for some good stuff today. It's like maybe another little chunk. Keeping my eyes open for flakes and arrowheads too as I'm walking. What's this over here? Kind of an interesting color. I don't know if it's agate or... That one I'm going to have to dig out. Now, that might just be chert, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave that. It's not very pretty. And I know there's a lot of pretty rocks on this property if I keep looking. I haven't even made it to my hill of gravel yet, which is over there. We keep walking. Here, I believe, We have a thin flake, very thin flake. The Indians worked this agatized wood out here and made arrowheads and other tools out of it. And there are just flakes from their work all over the property. Collected quite a few of them. There are places where you can tell somebody just sat in one spot and worked on stuff for a while because they're just a pile of flakes right there as they work the stuff down to make an arrowhead or something, some kind of tool. Yeah, that's some more. It's got a white rind on it. And at first I thought this stuff was chert when I first started looking around the property here. But I have found if I tumble this stuff, that white rind comes off, and underneath is the transparent chalcedony, sometimes with neat dendrites in it, and interesting colors. This is, yeah, I don't think that's going to tumble well. We'll keep looking. I'm sure we'll find more. Here we are at the base of my gravel hill. It's been a wet summer out here. It's July 2024 as I'm recording this. It's been a wet summer. There's usually not this much green grass on this hill, and the rocks are a lot more evident. But, well, that's okay. I think we'll still find some interesting stuff. In fact, right here at my feet, another piece of agate. That's big enough to tumble. Throw that in a bucket. And over here, it looks like maybe two more. Yep. This one definitely looks like petrified wood that's pretty much fully silicified, agatized. It looks like it's got wood grain in it. So that's better quality than the petrified wood we were looking at earlier that wasn't fully silicified. So this is pretty good stuff. I'll throw these little pieces in the bucket. We can fill up a tumbler with them and tumble them and make them pretty. Over here, yeah, look at that. Gets dirt off of it. Probably glow even better. Yeah, see the sunlight shining right through it. I think that's just a little bit too thin to tumble. I don't know if that's a chip from being worked or not. I mean, it's very sharp. I could probably shave with that if I wanted to. Might be a flake. All right, let me grab my bucket and we'll wade into this hill. The rocks are a little bit bigger over here. Go look over there. Pretty small in this particular area. But I'll wander over there and see what we can find. Now we're getting into some nicer sized gravel. Let's see what we can find here. I picked up a few small pieces on the way over here, similar to what I'd already picked up, so you haven't missed much. I'll show you everything at the end of the video. Wet it down to. Ooh, look at the blue color in that. Wow. Yeah, that's a bigger piece. It's got quite a rind on it, but I can see some blue showing through. If I tumble that, I bet it's going to turn out pretty. Throw that in a bucket. It's a million tons of gravel. What in the world is that? I wonder if that's an agate nodule. Let me wet that down. Clean some of the mud off of it. Oh, right there, there's a piece of petrified wood over here. That's fairly nice. I'll throw that in the bucket too. And here's another piece right next to it. I think I'm going to leave that one. But is this agate? I don't think so. Just kind of doing a good impersonation of an agate nodule, I think. Over here, nice red jasper. Yeah, wash that up a bit more. Yeah, it's got some yellow in it too. I'll throw it in a bucket. I'll just throw it in with all this stuff and tumble it. There's some brown jasper over here. You know, on this hill you could just sit in one place for the longest time and poke through the rocks. It's pretty plain brown. I think I'm going to leave it. But yeah, I see about a half dozen other interesting rocks over here. Here's one. Look at that. It's got some colors to it. Again, that looks a little more Jaspery than anything. I'm going to leave that one too. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting rocks here. It takes some concentration and time to sort through them. What's over this way? That looks like some more petrified wood of the not fully agatized silicified type. So yeah, I mean, I've been looking through the gravel on this hill for years, and I, have barely scratched the surface. I'm sure this hill goes way over there by that juniper tree, and way around this way, and around and around and around and around and back down and to where I am. This is a big hill, and it's all covered in gravel. So let me look through this and see if I can find anything really interesting, and I'll show it to you when I find it. Oh, here's a big piece of the agate stuff. Oh yeah, that's a big piece. That's nice. That's beautiful. Oh yeah. Let's see, it's so translucent, and I see moss or dendrites or something in it. Yeah, I might want to cut that in half before I tumble it because it's pretty big. I might get two pretty rocks out of that. That's a nice piece right there. That's going in the bucket. Where was it? Now, one problem with this hill is you see something interesting, and then you get distracted by something else. You look away. You can't find it again. Somewhere in here was some nice yellow petrified wood. I'm kind of partial to the yellow stuff. I can't find it again. Where the heck? Well, here's a little bit. Yeah, okay, here it is. Here it is. I was looking at it from the wrong angle. You can see, here's a piece. Here's a piece. Here's a piece. Here's a couple more pieces. Here's some more up here. This was all the same piece of petrified wood. Unfortunately, the elements have just torn it apart. The freeze-thaw cycles have just destroyed it. Yeah, there's more of it down here. So it's nothing but little bitty pieces now. I don't know if any of them are worth collecting. That one's pretty big. But yeah, I wish I'd found this when it was a whole piece, but that may have been decades ago or even 100 years ago. There's some more of it over there. This was a big piece of petrified wood at one point. It was a big piece. It's all just in little chunks now, all destroyed, unfortunately. This one right here, maybe I want to keep. I'll keep that one and I'll keep that one and tumble it. It might turn out nice. It's a good size for tumbling. Put the yellow color on it. Yeah. The rest of them, they don't look too promising. Wait a minute. What's this one? I see some druzy quartz in there, maybe? So I saw something shining in the sunlight. I don't see it now. I'll keep this one too. This one, I'll try tumbling these two, but I wish I'd found this when it was still a big piece. You know what? There's probably a lot of big chunks of petrified wood just below the surface here buried. But, I don't have an excavator, and, well, digging blind with a shovel could take me forever to find anything. But, there's probably a whole lot of petrified wood just below the surface here. All right, let me keep looking, see what else I can find. Okay, what have we here? It's something very colorful. Oh yeah, look at the red in that. Again, I think this is petrified wood, but it's very deep red in color. My goodness. That's not a color I see in my wood very often out here on this ranch. Wow, that's a keeper. That's cool. I don't know if it'll tumble well, but I think I'm just going to keep it because it's got such a bright red color to it. It's cool. Yeah, here's some orange petrified wood. So I guess it's a little redder or oranger over here on this part of the ranch. Or at least on this part of the hill. Now this is some of that stuff that's not very well silicified, so I think I'm going to leave it. Although it is a cool color, and there's another piece of it hiding up under the bush over there. So obviously, again, and there's another piece of it over there. So again, this was a big piece that's been broken up by the weather. And there's another piece. It was a really big piece. Another piece over there. Okay, and over there. A couple more. All right, so this was a big log of red petrified wood that's been broken up by the weather over time. Wish I could find them when they're whole. Well, there might be another piece of it over here. Yeah, this was a big log. It's all about the same color. Yep. Yep. Gotta find them when they're just starting to weather out of the hill. So, keep looking. There's a lot of hill to look on yet. A lot of neat stuff here. Let's see, we got some more of the low-grade petrified wood over here. Yeah, some more with the red color and some that's not. Yeah. And what is this? This Jasper over here? This might be Jasper. I think that's Jasper. Yeah. Now, in the comments of my videos, some people complain that I throw too much stuff back or don't pick up such stuff that they would pick up. Well, a couple things. First off, I have a lot of rocks already, so it's all about quality over quantity for me these days. Running out of room. My tumblers, it takes forever to tumble a batch of rocks, so, you know, there's no point in piling them up too bad. Although that's interesting right there. Yeah, that's another piece of agate. I'll throw that in the bucket. And another factor, especially right here, where I am right now, is that this is literally my own backyard. And if I decide that I really wanted any of this stuff I didn't pick up, I can just come back and get it another time. Yep. All right, so let me keep looking around this hill. So here's an interesting piece of Jasper-y stuff I just picked up. It's sort of a dark brownish, verging on purple background with some lighter stuff in it. If I was in Australia, I'd think this was muackite, but I'm in Apache County, Arizona, so I guess it's just some sort of interesting jasper. It's very waxy and smooth. That's going to tumble up to a bright shine. I'm going to throw that in the bucket. That's a cool find, I think. Oh, do you hear the crows in the background? They're watching me. That's a nice piece of, I believe, fully agatized petrified wood. Got some red in it, some yellow, looks like some black. That's going to tumble into a really nice piece. I'll throw that in the bucket. Do you see that tiny, tiny little agate right there glowing in the sun? Tiny little thing. Oh yeah, very translucent. Huh. I have to find some more of that stuff. That's too tiny to tumble. It'll disappear. Yeah, I'd like to find some more of that stuff. That would tumble up nice if I could find bigger pieces of it. I think I got some more agate here. Yeah, got that white rind on it. I did a little reading on that, a little research. Basically, the white rind is caused by chemical weathering, exposure to the air and the water and temperature changes. Creates that white rind, but underneath, more of that blue-gray agate. I can see it there. Might have other colors in it too. Might have dendrites. It's a good size to tumble. I'll throw it in the bucket. So here's a couple more pieces of it. Yeah, this one over here. Oh yeah, look at that. How pretty is that? Nice. Nice. Get some more of the mud off of it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at it glow. Nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece. That's definitely going in the bucket. The other one's a little small. I think I'm going to leave it. Keep looking. What's over this way? Well, I am not certain what I have here. It's got some interesting color to it. I'm thinking Jasper again. Very red Jasper. Where's that? Agatized wood. I think it's Jasper. Yeah, that's a nice piece to tumble. That's going to come out pretty. That's got some colors in it. Some red, yellow, black, purple. That's going in the bucket. Yup. Okay. Let's see what else I can find. Ah, here's another piece of agate. It's small, but ooh, look at the colors in it. Wow. Yeah, let me wash it off good. Wow, I hope those colors are showing up. It's kind of small, but this agate is hard. So at this size, I don't think it'll fully tumble away. And that's going to be a pretty rock. So that's going in the bucket. All right. Yeah, this is a good area. There's a lot of good stuff here. You keep looking. Okay, here's another little piece of agate I just picked up. And it's pretty small. I don't know if I'll keep it, but this one is a good illustration of why I think this was originally petrified wood, fully agatized petrified wood, rainbow wood, like at the petrified forest. I don't know if they're showing up, but there are vertical bands in it that I think are growth rings from the tree that this originally came from. And a lot of these pieces I pick up, you know, once you get underneath the rind, this one doesn't have a rind on it, you can see those bands, which I think were growth rings in the original tree that this stuff came from. So that's why I think this stuff was originally petrified wood. It's all been, you know, reduced to chips by weathering out here. Yeah, that's a little small and a little plain. I'm going to throw it back. All right, we keep looking. Oh, wow, I'm just killing it on the agate today. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Clean that up some more. Oh, wow. Orange, red. It's got some color in it. Still got some mud on it, too. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, and again, you can see the vertical lines in it, which I think are like the growth rings or the grain of the wood that this came from. Oh, that's a nice piece to tumble, though. It's a little bigger. It's got a lot of color in it. It's got some texture. Oh, yeah, that's definitely going in the bucket. Yeah, killing it on the agatized wood today. Ooh, what am I seeing? The big piece over here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that's a big piece. Come on, mud, get off. Yeah. Not as colorful as the last couple I've picked up, but it's a bigger piece. It'd be a nice piece to tumble. Yeah, the light goes right through it. Look at that. Yep. All right, that's going in the bucket. Let's see if I can make it. Yep. All right. There is some interesting Jasper out here, but I rarely find it in big enough pieces to bother picking up. I mean, there's some very red Jasper right there, but it's only about the size of my pinky nail. I wish I could find big pieces of it. And then there's some green stuff here. Again, it's a pretty small chip, not worth picking up. But hopefully, as I continue to explore the property, as I've been doing over the years, I will find bigger pieces of this really good looking stuff. That would be nice. That would be nice, because that, you know, it's hard to tell from that little chip, but that looks to be lapidary grade Jasper right there. So if I could find a big chunk of it, that would be nice. Let me just see what else I can find. I'm getting towards the edge of the hill, running out of rocks. Climb back up. I see some bigger piles of gravel up that way. All right, I'm not showing you every single piece I pick up because I think it gets repetitive and this video would be like hours and hours long, but here's a group of 4 I've picked up in the last few minutes. These are all, I think, bucket worthy. So I'm going to head back over to where I left my bucket and deposit them. and keep heading back up the hill, because we're getting into some good stuff here. Lots of agate. Well, I'm not sure what this is. Not sure it's worth collecting. It just jumps out at me because it's so different. Not sure what it is. Sort of polka dot rock. Yeah, the polka dots are on the inside too. I can see it on the broken face. I don't know what that is. You guys think you know what it is? Leave a comment on this video. Let me know. What's this over here? I would say that's just a crust on the rock. Alright, keep looking. There's something. Yep, right beside where I set my bucket down. Well, it's not the prettiest one I've collected. Hold on, it might have some dendrites in it. I'll throw that in the bucket. Okay, keep looking. Ah! What have we here? This is a somewhat bigger piece, oh yeah, of petrified wood. With an interesting color on it. Good. Oh yeah. You can see the grain in it in there. Again, it's filled in with different colors of chalcedony. That's an interesting piece. I'll throw that in the bucket. What's over here? It's like a piece of agate hiding under this bush. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a tumbler. Once that rind comes off, that'll be a pretty rock. That rind will tumble off. Okay, throw that in the bucket. Yeah, right next to that last piece of petrified wood I picked up, here's another piece of it. So obviously, like I said before, it was a big log, all torn apart by the weather. Fairly colorful. I'll keep this too. I like it when it's colorful. Okay, I'm in an area of bigger gravel, so we got bigger pieces of petrified wood. Yeah, this is not the good stuff though. This is, I know, some of you would collect it anyway. But, you know, I have pulled hundreds of pounds of stuff like this out of here over the years. Bigger pieces than this even. You know, if it was really big, I'd keep it. But, be good in the rock garden or landscaping or whatever, but, seen too much of that stuff. There's another big piece of it over here. It's like peeking out. Yep, pretty much the same stuff. And here's a piece of agate. I'll take the agate. No, I won't. It's too thin. That won't tumble. It'll break. Let me put some water on that and see if it's worth collecting. It might be more agatized than I think. Let's see here. Well, you can definitely see the wood grain in it. You know, it's very waxy. That might be more agatized than I think. I think it just had a lot of mud on it, and it was fooling me into thinking it was the low-grade stuff. No, this is a nice piece of petrified wood. Pretty well fully agatized. I mean, it's not rainbow wood, but it's pretty well fully agatized. Very waxy and smooth. Okay, take that. I will take that. What in the wide world of sports do we have over here? Ooh, look at that color. What is it? I'm not certain. It's purple, and it's red, and it's orange. I guess Jasper. Still got a lot of mud on it. Clean it up a little better. My hands are muddy too, so. That's nice. That's a nice colorful rock. That might tumble. I'll throw that in the bucket. Alright, check out this piece of Jasper I just found. Wow, That color on it. I wish I could find more of this stuff. It is such a brilliant red with some orange in it too. It's small, but I'm going to take it because it's borderline big enough to tumble. It'll come out of the tumbler pretty tiny, but boy, that's going to be a pretty rock. Here's another nice chunk of petrified wood right here. My water bottle's getting low, so I'm not going to bother washing it, but I can tell. Ooh, it's nice and waxy. Yeah, this is a nice piece. Yeah, that's going in the bucket. The bucket's starting to get heavy. Even though it's all full of small rocks, they add up. All right, we keep looking for a while longer. Ooh, right here. That didn't take long. Yeah, nice piece of agate. Even without water, I see a little bit of red and orange in it. Maybe some dendrites. That's going in the bucket. All right, maybe I'll start hunting my way back in the general direction of the cabin off of this hill and see what I can find on the way. Yeah, check this one out. Look at that. Oh yeah, that is pretty. Wow. Get it out of my shadow and get some more mud off of it. That's worth spending some water on. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. That's a keeper. Well, is this as nice as it looked from a distance? Oh yeah, look at the colors. Oh yeah, we're getting some colorful stuff up here. All right. Yeah, holy cow. I may refill my spray bottle with my drinking water since I'm so close to the cabin. Wow, look at that. That's a big chunker too. That's got some colors in it. That is nice. All right, that's going in the bucket. There's another fairly large chunk. Yeah, it's the low quality petrified wood. I got too much high quality wood. I'm leaving that. Sorry, folks. I know some of you want me to collect it all, but nah. Some more agate, it looks like. That's too small. That's too small. All right. We go off in this direction. This is generally back towards the cabin, and it looks like the gravel's a little bigger up that way. There's another piece of agate. The rind on this one is interesting. See what it looks like when the rind's tumbled off. All right, and then I see another piece over here under this little bush. Oh, all these bushes have thorns. I keep having to pull them out of my fingers, but hey, it's worth it. Let me get that wet. See what we've got here. Move my shadow out of the way. Yeah, under the mud and the rind, that's another big piece of agatized wood. Yeah, mud's kind of tenacious. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I hope the colors in there are showing up. All right, that's a keeper. I'll throw that in a bucket. That'll tumble. I'll put that in one of my bigger tumblers. And I bet that'll tumble up pretty. Maybe I'll cut it into smaller pieces. See what it looks like on the inside first. Then tumble the pieces. That might be a good idea. All right, the cabin's back in sight over there. I'm almost at the edge of the hill, and well, one more nice piece. At least one more. Look at this. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. Wow, that is a chunk. Wow. That's when I might be able to slab with the big saw and maybe get some cabs out if it's pretty as I hope it is on the inside. Yeah. That's nice. Still got a lot of mud on it. But the color's showing through the mud. There's some good stuff there. All right. Let me keep heading towards the cabin. I'm going through an area of big gravel. I'm about out of water, but we'll see if I find anything else on the way. So I was walking along and I saw this, and I just thought it was a little piece. And I grabbed it. Didn't want to come out of the ground. It's not so little. Most, 95% of it was buried. I'll use my drinking water here. Let me wash it off and see what we got. Double duty because there's some other stuff down here too. Probably needs to be looked at. I would say that's another fairly big piece. Pretty much fully agatized wood. A lot of rind on it, a lot of mud. Some orange, some red, some gray, some bluish. I wouldn't say this is the highest quality piece I picked up, but I'm going to throw it in the bucket anyway. What about these down here? Yeah, I'm going to leave that one. I'll leave that one. Okay. Let me keep walking towards the cabin. I will clean all these off really good and show them to you wet when I get there. If I'm not, stop too many more times on the way. I don't know exactly what this is. It doesn't really look like petrified wood, but oh, it's got some colors in it. Big. Yeah, it's got some yellow, some red, some orange, some black, bright red in places under the mud. What is this, quartzite maybe? With just some, I got some more thorns in my finger. Gotta pull out. That might be quartzite. Texture's pretty rough. Yeah, I don't think it'll tumble. I'm gonna throw that back. It's on the surface now. If I change my mind, I can always find it. What's this over here? Oh, I keep getting distracted. Very, very, very orange. Whatever it is. Again, it's a big rock. Definitely. Oh, it's just petrified wood. Agatized. You can see a little bit of that white rind peeking out there. Yeah. So that's a big chunk of it. Yep. Yeah, it's a big piece. I'll wash that off better at the cabin. All right. We keep moving. Ooh, it's past lunchtime. I'm getting hungry. Fewer distractions. Speaking of distractions, this piece has some kind of vein running through it. And then there's a big piece over here of the agate. And it looks like a band of quartz running through what looks like sandstone to me. Interesting. More big pieces of agate. Oh my God, I'm never going to make it back to the cabin. Well, I guess I can leave some for next time. Although this one right next to the bucket, I may have to pick that one up. All right. All right. Let me go back to the cabin and start washing this stuff up. Well, all right. One more from the field. Again, I thought it was just a little one. I picked it up. It's a big one. I'm out of water. I can't wash the mud off, but even through the mud, I can see the agate goodness there. So that's going in the bucket. All right, getting close to the cabin. Ooh, what's that? That's starting to sound like my wife. When we're out rockhounding, she'll say, "Oh, my bucket's too heavy, I'm done." And then I'll hear, "Ooh, what's that?" So starting to sound like my wife. Okay, back to the cabin. All right, I'm back at the cabin. I'm soaking the rocks I found on this outing in some water to loosen up the mud on them. So to get them good and clean, I'll lay them out and give you a look at them. I'll wet it, make sure they're wet too, because they're really pretty when they're wet. Well, here it all is. The day's finds. Actually, it didn't take a day. I was out there for maybe an hour and a half. Okay, an hour and a half on that big hill of gravel for the most part. Just tons and tons of petrified wood. Some of it's very colorful. Some of the pieces are big enough that I can cut and maybe slab, maybe get some cabs out of. A lot of these are going to get tumbled. I don't know if I'm going to take them all home with me. But yeah, I would definitely take the prettiest looking ones and tumble them. And over here I found some Jasper. I'm pretty sure it's Jasper. Some red, some purple, some multicolored. Sure wish I could find bigger pieces of that Jasper. Some of it's really amazing. But wow, what a day with the agatized petrified wood. This is a good day. I don't normally find this much of it. I was in a good spot out there on that hill today. Got into some big gravel. Some nice big pieces over here. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. This is going to keep me busy for a while when I get back home to Florida. Well, I'm very happy with this. If you guys are happy with this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And subscribe to see my future videos. There's going to be more rock hounding in Arizona coming up. A few more videos of that to go. And of course, when I get back home, you're going to see me dealing with this stuff and all the other rocks I've got. So subscribe to see those future videos. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Bye.